This is a demo for one of my projects known as the Yelp Dataset Challenge. Here's the GitHub repo if you want to pull it and use it yourself. So yeah, the Yelp Dataset Challenge is basically just a large dataset provided by Yelp. And you can see 8 million reviews, 160,000 businesses, a large dataset. And when I was in college, me and a friend decided when we want to learn databases that we would do it through this project. And so I can run that for you real quick. And you're greeted by this page, and what you would have to do to start is find a user. So if you type in a name like Zachariah, for example, you could click him and you'll show his friends, and you can see what his friends have reviewed. You can find his latitude and longitude. You could also edit it, enter in information, and then update it. It'll be useful later. To see what other people voted on his profile, like his personality. You can see what day he started Yelping, his ratings, and how many fans he has. And that's a unique ID associated with his name. So if you do a more common name like Jacob, for example, you'll have a lot of usernames, and they all are named Jacob. But the differentiator is they all have a unique ID associated with their name, so you don't confuse Jacobs between each other. And so the Yelp dataset has sparse data, and then some are more thorough. Like this user, for example, has a very large data set, while others may have nothing. So we'll use this guy as an example, and we'll see that most of his friends are making reviews in Vegas, so I'm guessing he must be located in Vegas. So we could go to this page and search businesses, and since we're going to Vegas, we'll choose Nevada. And also it's worth mentioning that here's the 8 businesses as mentioned right here, or 8 areas, I mean. So if we go back, we can specify the cities that are listed in that data set, one of which was Vegas. Choose a zip code, and we could look for one of Jacob's friends' reviews and see if we could find it. So I see a lot of Starbucks, so if we could narrow down the search to a coffee. And right here we'll see that this Starbucks in this location has 2 of his friends' reviews, and we could view those reviews and read through them. We could also see the tags associated with that coffee shop. So if you were to click coffee, tea, and food, this would still stay up. But if you chose something not in here, like burgers, it would go away, along with all these other ones. Probably all have similar tags. See, the name right here is highlighted based on what we clicked. Like this business, for example, has even more of his friends' reviews, and even more tags, and you could use the mouse wheel to scroll. You can see the business hours. Distance in miles is weird. Oh, that's because longitude, latitude, 0. That seems pretty odd. So we could just remove that. We could refresh this. Now we'll see it's -1 when you have no data entered, which makes sense because you can have a negative distance to something in the real world. So it's a good way to display it would be just saying a negative distance. It also helps prevent divided by 0 errors when calculating distance, when you just revert to -1 to display it. So if we go back to those restaurants, we can see the check-ins. This data becomes more useful based on the number of check-ins. So if this was more like thousands of check-ins, it'd be even more useful. But this is still, you can still draw information from this, such as it's least busy on Saturday and Sunday, and it's most busy on Thursday. And you can see the exact number of check-ins if you scroll over. Today is Tuesday, as it shows. And if you scroll down here, you still see it's Tuesday. So that's correct. And you can also check in. So check in successful, which will affect this graph. Every time you check in, it'll add one. You could also, alongside showing your friends who reviewed, you can see the total reviews by clicking this one. You can see all the people who reviewed that Starbucks, and you can see, like, expand this text so you could read more. Scroll. You can also add a business to the favorites. So, like, if we add this coffee shop to a favorite, you can now see that he has this as a favorite. And we could click all types of things. You could leave a review on a business, like the market, for example. We could say, awesome place. You have a rating of 5. Now if we show the reviews, our username was Jacob. So if we find Jacob, see awesome place, there's a review he made, and you can see his profile right here. And yeah, you could click multiple of these if they will actually work. So like if you clicked bars, coffee, food, nightlife, so we found nightlife down here. This one still stays up, which makes sense. And that's pretty much the entire application. I'm pretty proud of this project because we had such a large data set and everything loads up pretty quickly. The queries we make are all fast for how many millions of data things we have. And so it's nice. And that's pretty much the entire project.